Hey, it's me, Hrishikesh Kannan, popularly known as Hrishi K. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon now to get the latest videos and get taken into a world of entertainment, culture, sport, business, and current affairs.
Sujoy Ghosh, your writer, co-producer for Bob Biswas, has a great vibe with your dad. I've actually had the good fortune to be in Janak, the Bachchan family office, on two occasions with the two of them together. Once when Sujoy produced Teen, and the second more recently, to interview them both for Badla. Though I was very cross with Sujoy because he was substituting for the lovely Tapsi Pannu, and I told him that.
Wait, Sujoy did interviews for Badla?
He did. He sat with your dad in Janak, and we munched those wonderful dhoklas and wonderful samosas.
Like Donkey Kong. No. Listen, I've asked him to come for interviews, and he just flatly refuses.
Well, there's a camera in Janak, you know that, where everything is taped and you have proof. You have proof.
Oh my, that's it, man. That's
so
it.
All you have to tell,
messaging him right now.
Yeah, all you have to tell the staff. All you have to tell the staff is Badla. Teen, he was just hanging around, but Badla, he was in the interview. You have to tell the staff to just pull up the footage, and there you go. You have proof. Abhishek Chitrangda, wonderful to see you. How are you guys? And it must be so wonderful to get back into the promotional grind, right, Chitrangda?
No, absolutely. I mean, this is nice. I haven't done this in a while. It's been a while since I have a film coming out, so I'm very excited. Yes.
Abhishek, you've done a Bangla film, Antar Mahal, with Rituda, God bless his soul. You're half Bengali, courtesy your wonderful mother. This must be really special to you, a kind of connection to your roots, playing a character who's a quintessentially Bengali guy, even mouthing a few Bangla lines or saying Bishash as opposed to Biswas.
That is entirely Sujoy's writing. I never really thought about it like that. Rishi, it was just a great character. It was great material. I was so excited to do it. But yes, getting the opportunity to spend time and shoot in Calcutta in the months of December, Jan, and February, while the Nolangur Sandesh is available, and Kosha Mongsho and the Kathi rolls, and all the street food that you can get your hands on, and playing a character which allows you to eat all of that. I don't know many actors who pass up on an opportunity like that. So it was great. I love Kolkata. I love shooting in Kolkata. I've shot several films over there, starting obviously with Yuva, Antar Mahal. I actually did another small guest appearance in one of my mother's Bangla films called Desh, initially in about 2001, I think it was. So it's just a wonderful place. I love going there. I love the people. They give me so much love. They give my family so much love. I'm referred to as Amar Nati over there. So I repay that emotion greatly. And I hope that they like the film. And I hope that they love seeing Kolkata in that way.
You've actually, I was going to segue into my next one, which is your dad is known as Jamai Babu. What are you known as? And you've just told us that. How cool is that?
So what was the meaning of that? Like, what do they call you? Abhishek?
Our grandson.
Okay.
Amar Nati.
Yeah. So Mr. Bachchan is Jamai Babu, as in which is obvious, and that's Nati. So Chitrangda, I mean, you're so stunning. It's not enough for directors and stylists and makeup artists to de-glam you. You still have to have a line in a motion picture written in, and that line in the trailer to say, there's got to be something wrong with Bob Biswas to not make out with a beautiful wife like that. And I mean this as a compliment, please. I really mean this as a compliment. My question is, do we see you de-glammed through the film? Is that the part?
That is very much the part. And that was something that we had to keep in mind. And Sujoy was very clear that there is definitely, because there is this, there had to be this innate beauty about her, in her presence, about the person that she is, and the kind of home that she would give Bob if he came back to it, and something that he would want to give up everything else for, give up the ways that he had, been living, the way he lived his life and what he did. This should be enough for him to give up everything. And and Mary was to be the center of that world that he'd give up everything for. So it wasn't so much about the way she looked, but it was something to do with about her presence, about the way she looked at him, or cared for him, or just, or lived for him for those 11 years that he was, in coma. So I think it was all of that which was far more important and more was very important for the character than just the way she looked. Yeah.
So, AB, Sujoy Ghosh, your writer, co-producer for Bob Biswas, has a great vibe with your dad. I've actually had the good fortune to be in Janak, the Bachchan family office, on 2 occasions with the 2 of them together. Once when Sujoy produced Teen, and the second more recently, to interview them both for Badla. Though I was very cross with Sujoy because he was substituting for the lovely Tapsi Pannu. And I told him that.
Wait, Sujoy did interviews for Badla?
He did. He sat with your dad in Janak. And we munched those wonderful dhoklas and wonderful samosas.
Like Donkey Kong. No. Listen, I've asked him to come for interviews and he just flatly refuses.
Well, there's a camera in Janak, you know that, where everything is taped and you have proof. You have proof.
Oh my, that's it, man. That's
so
it.
All you have to tell,
messaging him right now.
Yeah, all you have to tell the staff. All you have to tell the staff is Badla. Teen, he was just hanging around, but Badla, he was in the interview. You have to tell the staff to just pull up the footage, and there you go. You have proof. So, but here's my question. Your dad obviously has this great vibe with him because he was guffawing through Sujoy's jokes, his sense of humor. It was obviously enjoyed his company. I want to know about your vibe with Sujoy. I mean, how is it? Does it just take off from where Mr. Bachchan and he left off? What's the vibe?
Well, I've actually known Sujoy since his first film. And actually, we've been trying to do a film together since Jankar Boots.
Wow.
And we've come up with several scripts which just sadly could never see the light of day. In the interim, he went and made Aladdin and then started his working collaborative work with Dad. And they have a fantastic relationship. I think it stems from the fact that Sujoy is a huge fan to my father. And I just love the way, despite being such a ginormous fan of Bachchan, how he still likes to interpret and do the kind of work that he does with him. And I think Sujoy has always presented him in a different way, given him roles which have something that we haven't seen him do before. And I think it's very interesting the way his gaze that he has on my father. My relationship with Sujoy is that of a friend. Like I said, I've known him for close to 20 years now. And that was, I don't mean any disrespect to Dia or to take away from her immense talent, but that was the first reason why I said yes to the film. He said, there's this film, it's about this contract killer who's lost his memory. And yeah, I said, okay, who's going to make it? He said, I want Dia to do it. I said, okay, I'm doing it. He said, no, here's the script. I'm like, Dia's doing the film. How does it matter, And that was it. And it starts from there. I'm thankful that, when I finally read the script, I was sense of relief because I'm like, wow, she's given me a great role and a great script and a great film. And she's done a fantastic job. I mean, it's Hrishi, it's very difficult to think about that. This kid was 26 years old when she made this film.
Wow.
It's astounding to me, the kind of maturity that she has in her craft at that young age. In the creative field, age and experience help you improve because experience is required to further your craft. And even at such a young age, to be able to make a film like this, I just think it's fantastic. So now I'm going to Chabi Dia that since your father only goes to interviews with my father, maybe she should come for interviews just with me.
That's a good one. That's a good comeback. But I have to say this, that's a huge compliment coming from you. Modest as you are, it's 21 years since Refugee, my friend. So, we're talking about somebody who has 2 decades and plus experience. So this is really great advice and, praise for her. I hope she watches this or, listens to it and things like that. Chitrangda, you've worked with the masters. I mean, you worked with Sudhir Mishra, you worked with Tigmanshu Dhulia. You've been a producer yourself. You co-produced Shad's Surma. I want you to talk about Dia and working with young, fresh talent like her as opposed to the experienced masters, and what that fresh gaze brings.
Um, yeah, well, I mean, Dia, I guess, it's also the environment that you've been in, being Sujoy's daughter and everything. I'm sure that, but what I felt made a huge difference. I mean, when I saw the entire film is when I felt that, oh, this is something really different. So the background score, the editing, the storytelling. So there's one thing that you read, when you read the script and when you go and see how the film looks, I felt there was a difference, of what you read and what it looks like. And that is all Dia. I mean, there you could really, I mean, script aapne pad li, acha theek hai, unhone Sujoy ne likhi hai, we are shooting as the script is. Of course, she's very stubborn about what she wants. I mean, she's the most polite and the most quiet person on the set. You will not hear her at all. But if there's something that she doesn't like, it's amazing how she would just come and insist on exactly what she wants. She was very clear with that, But what I found very refreshing was the way the film was cut, and the background score just changed the film completely for me. It was so fresh, it was so modern. There was such a modern take on how there's so much of shooting. There's so many people who sort of Bob's character goes and kills and everything, but the storytelling is so interesting that you never get bored of seeing this. And the way it's cut and the way the music plays a certain part and plays a very important part in the film, I felt. And that's all Dia. So, I mean, it is like Abhishek said, you need a lot of experience, you need age, but sometimes you get really surprised with this kind of talent when you see, which is so interesting. And it's a different take on things. It's a different way of telling a story. It's what you're looking at, what I'm looking at a painting, It's so that was very interesting, very fresh.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you brought up the background music and the score. Big shout out to my buddy Clinton. Clinton's done it. I remember
yes.
Clinton did a proper rock and roll, rock grunge song with Mr. Bachchan in it, for Badla. So, I know that Sujoy and him work, hand in glove, and they work very well together. So I can't wait to hear the BGM of Bob Biswas.
Oh, yes. I think
I'm sure it's going to be spectacular.
Fantastic. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Lovely. Was there just makeup or a fair amount of prosthetics in creating Bob Biswas's look, Abhishek?
No, I mean, we put on the weight to look the part. The makeup was more on the face and the head. But yeah, I think, we worked extensively to achieve the look of the film for everybody, not just for Bob. And it was, I think, a very enjoyable process, not just because I got to eat a lot, but it's always wonderful when you can try and alter yourself to achieve a certain look for a film. And then when your audience gets a bit shocked. I joked about it when it happened, but I think the greatest stamp of approval you can get that your look is working is when your Apple phone refuses to open on facial recognition.
Sweet.
And that actually happened in Kolkata. And I remember I ran up to Sujoy. I said, "Hey, my phone's not opening." He's like, "Oh, what should I do?" I'm like, "No, man, that means our look is working. My phone doesn't recognize my face." So, it was a lot of fun, and I really, I think actors really enjoy it when you get the opportunity to really sink your teeth into something and go with it. And I think every actor got that opportunity in this film, and we're very thankful for Sujoy for writing such a wonderful script, and Dia for really directing us through which could have been a rather difficult road to navigate.
No, but why I was asking about, the fact that you put on weight is obvious for everybody to see for the part, but your cheeks are looking ginormous like mine. You know what I mean? And that's
no, that was all the weight, man.
Wow!
Like
so I thought maybe they stuck on. I thought maybe they stuck on
no,
prosthetics and things like that.
No,
wow.
The only prosthetic we used was for my hair.
Yeah, there's one patch.
The rest is
all
is all me in the flesh.
That's amazing. So Samara is Deepak Tijori's daughter. And
Yes.
I believe she plays your daughter in the film. Is that right, Chitrangada? Or have I?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
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 I have
That's
this
right.
deja
And
vu
she's
each time I see
sensational.
Mr. Each time I see Mr. Tijori, I have this deja vu, which is Galyan Sankli Kodachi, which is like his big song, you know. So, I mean, if I have a pleasure of meeting her ever, I must tell her that. But talk to me about her because I imagine, like Abhishek says, everybody has vital roles in this movie,
She's
Chitrangada.
brilliant.
She's yeah.
I was so amazed to know that this was her first film.
Wow.
She's such a wonderful actor. She has such a bright future ahead of her, and she's really done an amazing job. It's a very complex character that she's got,
Mm,
emotionally speaking, especially, and to be able to juggle all that in your first film is no mean feat. And
mm.
she's done it wonderfully. She's definitely a great actor to look out for. She has an immensely bright future ahead.
And there's another child actor, is there, Chitrangada? Because I also see a boy in the trailer.
Yes,
So
Yeah,
our
you guys
son.
are parents of
Benny.
two. You're parents of two,
Yes.
basically.
Yes,
That's not a
yes.
spoiler. Yeah. So always fun having child actors around because back in the day
Oh
people used to
yes.
complain about how precocious they are, but these days the kids are pretty much well brought up and they it's a pleasure to be around them, isn't it?
They're very professional.
Yeah, it's just
You know.
it really
Yeah,
throws you
his
off
character's name is
how
Benny.
professional.
Benny was unbelievable. He'd know our lines, and he'd prompt us if we ever forgot our
Yeah,
lines.
it is true. It is true. It is really. I mean, he really. And you know what's really scary with kids to play is they are so innocent, and they're so spontaneous that you really have to be good to match it. In a scene because they will never look awkward
Yeah.
because they just play with their innocence, and then you just have to be very good to match it and be as effortless as they are. So yeah, you're right. It's fun having to work with kids.
So
Yes.
Abhishek, Shaswata was fantastic in the original. You must have enjoyed watching him. My opinion doesn't count because I'm a massive Abhishek Bachchan fan. Anything I say is biased. But the question that I have for you is, were you already familiar with what he had done in Kahani when Sujoy brought the script to you, or did you watch it after that, or did you not watch it at all? I don't know. I just want your opinion.
Well, I'd not shockingly seen Kahani. Um, so I remember the first discussion that we had after I'd signed on for the film, and they were making all these references about in Kahani, and I was just nodding along saying, I've not seen the film. And I didn't see it then, even when we started shooting. Then, obviously, we had the lockdown last year, and the film was about 80% complete before the lockdown. And then during the long lockdown is when I saw Kahani for the first time. It was a wonderful film. Obviously, I didn't on another level want to reference it because the wonderful thing about Bob Biswas is because the character has lost his memory, we didn't have to recreate anything. So Joe is very clear that we were giving birth to an entirely new character, and kept only one or two things which were common. So he gave me the liberty to create an entirely new Bob. So that was great. But I'm just thankful that you get this opportunity to do a film that allows you this kind of freedom.
Chitrangada, all of a sudden you're signing films. It's wonderful for all your fans. There's one with Sunny Deol. There's that Vikrant Massey starrer. Your fans have really missed you over the last 3 years. Did you just put yourself through a sabbatical? Or were you not just getting parts that you felt were right for you? Because I know that Abhishek had put himself through a sabbatical a while ago. So there are different points of view when actors do that. So I want to know yours.
Yeah, no, I do that the film with Sunny Deol. I'm not sure. I mean, that's not true. I know I read that somewhere, and I think that's just been a
Good.
rumor.
I'm glad you set the record straight. So that's just a piece of
Yeah, we've been just wanting to put that out. But
improper
anyway,
journalism. Anyway,
yeah,
yeah.
well, so yeah, I mean, no, I hadn't. There's never a planned sabbatical. It hasn't been for me. It just depends on what work gets offered to you, and out of everything that's getting offered, what you really want to do. So yeah, I don't think I've been very fortunate for a while, but I think I'd rather wait for work. And I know it sounds like a cliche, but really that's true. Uh, which excites me, or the makers excite me, or the writing excites me, and then I want to do it. As much as there is pressure, and I'll be honest that if you're not visible, people forget you, short memories and things like that. But
Are you kidding me? Who can forget you? But I'm just saying.
okay, thank you. It helps. It helps my ego. No, but that's true. I mean, people have short memory in this place, and fair enough. But at the same time, if you were to make a choice in doing something that is random, or if there is good work and the reason behind doing something is just to remain visible, I'm not sure if that has been able to convince me. Right, wrong, I don't know, but that's how it's been. So yeah, I'd rather wait for good work to come along. I'm very excited about Gaslight. It's a fantastic script. It's a wild one, and I can't wait to work with both Sarah and Messi. I think they're such good actors, such amazing actors. It'll be fun. Yeah.
Lovely. Can't wait for that to happen. Abhishek, sorry to hear about your freak accident in August in Chennai. All working parts in order.
Oh yeah.
What really happened?
Yeah, I still got a bit of a bone sticking out.
Okay.
If you can see.
But surgery means it was more than what a cast or tape could repair, right? So
Yes.
did they have to insert some pins and titanium screws?
This bone is called, but this entire thing snapped in half, literally. So my knuckle, which is currently here, was about here.
Jeez.
And they had to put there's something known as a K wire through my bone to align it. So yeah,
did you fall on your hand? How did that happen?
No, I hit my hand on the table.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you're good and doing well. Just as an aside,
yes.
Just as an aside, has your lovely co-star baked for you? She's a baker par excellence. If you didn't know that, Abhishek.
Who, Samara?
Chitrangda.
Because this one certainly isn't.
What are you saying?
He's never had the time at all. He's a really busy man, which is a good thing, which is really nice. But anyway, yeah, I do bake, and I will, but we shot everything in Calcutta. We were there the whole time, so I really didn't get a chance to feed him anything.
Are we shooting together tomorrow for promotion?
Yeah, so then why don't you bring him some baked goodies?
Start baking cakes.
Feel free to bake something for us.
I definitely will. I will.
Lovely.
I'll do that.
Well, what can I say, Abhishek? You're surrounded by beauty at home, and here you are surrounded by beauty at work. And if you get baked goodies to go alongside, then who's complaining?
Brownie points.
Listen, guys, my 20 minutes are up. I know Abhishek knows I don't overstay my time. Thank you very much. Lots of love.
Rishi.
I cannot wait to see the film. And as always, AB, I shall message you.
Thank you, man. Yes, I look forward to it. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Take care, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Love to all at home.
Thank you.